I have never been more nervous in my entire life. Hey child, and welcome back to my channel. Honey, first of all, let me put this out here. All right, y'all know I like to cut up in my content. I like to use the internet as my playground to have fun. That's who Faye in the City is. But Faye Collins, the totality of who I am as a woman, that is who is before you today, and I'm here to talk to y'all about some changes that's gonna be happening with Faye in the City. And it's nothing negative per se, but there is some changes that I want to make to my content, and the reason for it is my approach to being an influencer. I never try to be the aesthetic girly that shows y'all all the name brand things that I buy, or I show you all the really expensive trips that I take. I've never done that. I've always tried to be someone that y'all find to be relatable. I try to use my life as a way to encourage, uplift, bring fun to, show love to, but I try to use my life in a positive light. And that is who I have been from my journey on YouTube starting around 2018 up until 2022. But life happened to me and I found myself shutting down, and I took away my life because we're gonna talk about it. But lately I have been feeling a pull from God on my heart. Now I'm gonna just say this, y'all. Now this is not a churchy channel, but I am who I am. My roots are what they are, and what's in me gonna come out. So if you hear me talking about God, I can't help it. I'm sorry if that ain't your thing. I respect your walk, and I'm just asking you to respect my truth. So anyway, lately I've been feeling this pull from God because I've been praying, and I'm like, I love what I do. I love my job. I have fun making content. Like literally, I get paid to have fun, and it's such a blessing. But I've been praying, and I'm like, Lord, I'm getting older. The things that appeal to me now are much different than what they used to. And with that, I just feel like I love the platform that I've been able to build, but I feel like there's so much more. And I say that because yes, I love wigs. Yes, I love makeup. Yes, I love natural hair. Yes, I love going to the gym, honey. I love all things beauty and all of that. But I feel like lately I've been asking God, what should I do next? Like there's so much more to life than the outward, and I want to use my platform to be of help to others. And the thing that really has been on my heart lately is like, yeah, you want to be of help to others, but how you gonna help them if you're hiding from them? And so in this video, I'm getting ready to give y'all the life update that many of y'all have been waiting on. I'm gonna tell you what 2022 has been like for me, what 2023 has been like, the changes that I've gone through, and how that impacts my content. And I feel like in order to do that, I need to reintroduce myself to you. Why am I getting emotional? And it's crazy because the last few months, I have been in the best place of my, listen to me, when I say the best place and time of my adult life, I mean it. I feel better than I've ever felt. I look better than I ever look. And while I don't focus on money, I've made more than I've ever made. Like life has blown up, and I feel so incredibly blessed to be in my shoes, but it has not always been that way. And so I feel like in order for me to really celebrate the wins, I gotta acknowledge the losses. And so for that reason, I'm going to reintroduce myself to y'all, and we're going to get this video cracking. So hi, my name is Faye. I'm from the city of St. Louis. I love my hometown. I don't want to live here forever now, but I love my hometown. I lived in Dallas for a little while. I absolutely love the state of Texas. I am a big kid at heart. I love to have fun, y'all. I love to laugh. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I love me a good movie. Don't let it be a comedy. Eddie Murphy is my guy. But I love to laugh. I love to play card games. One of my friends has been trying to teach me how to play chess. That is a challenge, but I've been having fun. As far as my career goes, I'm a full-time content creator. I feel really blessed to do that. What else about me? I'm a Christian. Y'all know I'm churchy down to my socks. I am a girly girl, honey. All the things girly. Don't let me go on Sephora. I'm gonna ball out and go crazy. Target is my baby daddy. I absolutely love that store. I will go stupid in there. And on a personal level, I am 37 years old. I am a mom. I have a beautiful chunky baby boy who I absolutely adore. He is 19 months old. And yeah, that is me. Now, at one point in time, when I would introduce myself to y'all, I would say, I am a wife. Well, this is me confirming what I've been kind of talking around on social media just to honor my privacy in the healing process, that the relationship that you all know me to be in is no more. We ended things a little bit over a year ago, and we are extremely peaceful. Like, that's my dog. When it comes to that baby, we both 10 toes down. And for that reason, we have a great friendship, because our mind is, while things didn't work out the way we wanted to, we got to accept things for what they are. And when it comes to that baby, he deserved the best of the best. And so while the romantic part of our relationship didn't work out, we are still family forever. Watch what you say to me, because I don't play about him, and likewise he will knock your head off your shoulders for playing about me. But yes, that is what I have faced over the last year. Now, why did I not say anything up until now? Well, first of all, it wasn't your business, amen. But on a serious note, I will say, number one, he is very private, which is why I'm going to end all discussions about him right now. He deserves his right to privacy. And again, that is my dog. He's a great father to our son. And for that reason alone, I'm going to always give him the respect and honor he deserves. So that's the very first reason why I did not say anything. Number two, I will be honest and say, because when I say the relationship is over, I mean legally it is dissolved. I will honestly say, outside of the death of a relative, a divorce was the most painful thing I have ever encountered in my entire life. And if you see me get emotional, it's because I'm kind of mentally going back to that place. I'm good now. Like, listen to me. Life is amazing. But by revisiting that, it kind of brings up feelings. And so during the time where it happened, like, I'm never going to get into what happened. This event happened. This one did that. This one did that. I'm not going to do that, because number one, neither one of us deserve that. And number two, to me, that's tacky. I'm never going to do that. Certain things will always remain sacred. And while I might not be in the position that I was with that person anymore, for the time that I was, I'm going to honor that. And so y'all ain't going to never know our business. And so, but what I will say is that coming to an end at the timing in which it did, I have never, you want to talk about hard, right? Now keep in mind, I just said it happened a little bit over a year ago. My son is 19 months. So that should let you know I was still going through my postpartum healing journey when we went our separate ways. Y'all, that was the most horrible feeling I've ever felt in my life. That was a low that I could not begin to explain. Life was really hard for me last year. And so for me, what I have found in watching other people on social media is when they talk about things at the height of their emotion, they begin to share things that when they get to the healed version of themselves, they wish they never shared. And the thing about the internet is, yeah, I could post a video and then take it down, but I guarantee you somebody got a screen recording. And even if there is no video, people's memory run long. And so for that reason, I felt it best as a person that while I am emotional about it, I ain't gonna say nothing. And then even in that, another reason I didn't say anything, like we really didn't talk about it to anybody, was because whenever you open up your business to other people, you're opening up yourself to critique. And during such a sensitive time, I didn't care about nobody's opinion. The only people that I cared about was my parents, my sister, my therapist, and my pastor. If you were not one of them, I did not want to hear from you. And I told y'all he's really private anyway, so he definitely wasn't talking about it. But I found that we were able to heal a lot better because we kept everybody out of our business and we just leaned into, okay, this is what we're dealing with, how we gonna navigate that. And with us both having our own individual support systems holding us, we were able to come to a common ground. And like I said, we have a really beautiful situation, and I'm grateful for that. But yeah, that's why we chose to keep it private. It was just, that was a very vulnerable time. and it was best to keep as many voices out of it as possible and just focus on healing and moving forward. So with that, of course, the question would be, okay, so y'all kept it private. What made you come forward now? So number one, like I said, I've been praying about my content, and I was like, I feel like based off my life experiences, I have gone through things and not only survived, but thrived in chaos in a way that if I could help somebody going through something hard, to let them know that number one, you're going to survive, and number two, you're going to be more than all right, then that is worth me going ahead and opening up a little bit more about my life's journey. And then number two, just from a place of integrity. So like I said, it has been a little bit over a year, right? So when things kicked off, I knew for sure that while the family structure that I had didn't work out, I still wanted family. I still believed in love. I still believed in marriage. And one day I would want to love again. And so during that time, I said I was not dating. I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to take a year to pour into myself. I remember one day I wrote it in my notes app on my phone. Y'all, my notes, I pray to God I ain't never had, because all my business in there. That's my diary. I probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, I wrote in my notes app that I am the flower that I am watering in this season. And so I took a year just to heal, just to grow, just to learn, listen to wisdom, get better. But I said after that year is up, I'm getting back out here. Yeah, listen, I want to live. And so I have allowed myself to start dating again. Now, while I'm not in a serious relationship at all, right now, I'm just enjoying life. The reality is, what dating means, you going outside. And sometimes I see my subscribers in St. Louis when I'm out. And I don't ever want, first of all, it's not fair to whoever I am out with at that time. I don't want anybody looking at them like, what you doing out with that married lady? What's going on here? But most importantly, I don't want anyone looking at me like, girl, what you doing? So if you see me outside, if you see him outside, we are both outside intentionally. So ain't nobody doing nothing. You ain't gotta DM me. Please don't. I don't listen. But don't feel the need to message me saying whoop-de whoop whoop. Don't feel the need to contact him. First of all, he gonna cuss you out. But definitely don't contact him saying we saw Faye outside. We are both going on to live our lives. So now that I have publicly announced what I've been talking around, go back and look at all my videos where recently I've been talking about a transition. Remove the word transition and insert divorce. That is what I was talking about. So now that it is out, let's talk about what life has been like for me over the last year. Baby, it was absolute hell. And I say that because, and again, I'm never getting into our business, so don't think I'm gonna have a slip of the tongue. I'm very aware of what I'm saying and what I ain't saying, and so I ain't gonna never tell you nothing you don't need to know. But even when you know you are making the right decision for your life, it does not mean it comes easy. And anybody who has come to not only the end of a very serious relationship, but a marriage, they will tell you that is one of the hardest decisions to come to. Especially me, y'all. I grew up in church. All I know is church. And so different ministries have different styles. Like there are certain mega churches that they focus on big memberships. There are certain churches that they focus on prosperity. There are certain churches that focus on healing and the supernatural. Well, the church I grew up in was very focused on the family. Like growing up, that's all I was exposed to, y'all. Like I spent more time at church than anywhere else. And so they really, especially as a girl, they taught us about cooking. They taught us about cleaning. Like there were certain summer programs where I remember going through etiquette classes. I don't always show it on YouTube, but like we would have to walk with a book on our head. They taught us how to sit down like ladies. They taught us how to dress. Like when I tell you, they trained up a child in the way they should go, so that when I finally did get into my marriage, I knew I had that background that if something goes wrong, that's when you pray. That's when you fast. That's when you get in the word together. And if you need to, you go to the elders of the church and y'all get support. Well, here's the thing, and this, he don't mind me saying this, which I will say. We have very different upbringing. So when things got hot, I started leaning into what I knew to do. And this is where I'm gonna start talking about God, right? I've told y'all before, and that's why I don't mind saying it now. When I accepted my call to ministry, I took it the utmost level of serious. My church trained me in this life. Like, all I know is prayer, going to shut-ins, like being a kid at a shut-in at church. So when I tell you, I've been praying since I've been on this earth. So all I know is praying, seeking the face of God, staying in his word, pushing back your place so you can get closer to God. And there have been multiple times where I would go 40 days without eating. When I tell you I got skinny, I'm not telling y'all to do that. I'm telling you that's what I felt a supernatural call to do, because when I accepted my call to ministry, I took it seriously. I didn't want to be one of these people that was out here just doing it just because of the title. I did it because it was my heart to please God. So when I get into what I consider the fight of my life, and I lean into what I know, and it ain't working, baby, my relationship with God, that took a turn. So like I said, all I know is church. The hurt that I felt in that moment of things coming to an end, I stopped going to church. I stopped praying. It was kind of like a rebellious teenager. Like if you parented one where it's like they up in their room. Like I still believe in God. I still have faith, but I ain't want to talk to him. It's kind of like that teenager that it's like, I'm still a part of the family. I'm just up in my room. Don't say nothing to me. The door closed. There's something wrong with you. I don't like you. You mean, and you just brought hell to my life. So that's kind of how it was. And so my relationship with God took a beating during that time. And because I was not relying on faith and I wasn't relying on what I knew, the only thing that guided me through this time was therapy. And I do thank God for my pastor that even when I did not go to church, like I would go 6 months and y'all ain't gonna see me. And those that know me in real life know that's not like me at all. But I will say I thank God that my pastor, because once again, family focus. He kept his hand on me, meaning he would call me like, I ain't saying you. I ain't put no pressure on you, but I'm just letting you know we ain't letting you go. And so he would call, and other people on the ministry staff would call just to make sure I was okay. I would answer the phone, but realistically, I didn't want to, because I felt like I did what I was supposed to do. I prayed, I fasted, I did what I was trained to do in spiritual warfare. And here I am, going through the hardest time of my life, and I felt like God abandoned me. Like everything that I had been praying for, like, God, fix this, I don't know what else to do, fix this. And God, you didn't fix it. So, and y'all, somebody's dog is barking outside, ignore it if you can hear it. But anyway, I remember feeling like I asked God to fix this, and he did not take this away. And he knew this pain was going to happen, and he still allowed it. So I didn't want no parts of the church. So I found myself, in order to help myself mentally during this time, I got a trainer. That's when I started working with Suge Knight, y'all. Like when y'all start seeing him on my Instagram, that's because I was like, I knew from my therapist that the importance of exercise, it can really help you, just like with the hormones and stuff like that. So I started working with a trainer. I leaned into therapy a lot more. Originally, I was on an as needed basis. I was like, oh no, I need you now. So I started talking to her a lot more. I had family support around me, but I did not want to go to church, and I did not want to talk to God because I felt like God abandoned me. And so this went on for months. Like I would pull myself together enough to go to the gym because I felt like it helped me, because like after every single workout, I felt amazing. I would pull myself together enough to make content for social media because it still is my job. But overall, I was in a really dark place for months. And so I remember around the start of this year, that's where things shifted and the light started coming back. And so there was a friend that I remember the first time I did an extended fast of 40 days, it was in 2009. There was this minister that came to town. If y'all know, y'all know, because I've talked about this on live before. I was so impressed by him that I started fasting. And I didn't know that a friend who would become a friend, she started fasting too. And then it just so happened that one day we were at church. We just randomly had a conversation. And like, I always keep my fasting to myself because I feel like per the Bible, it should be a secret. Now, if I'm fasting with my church, that's one thing. But if I'm doing it individually, I don't share. But for some reason, I felt inclined to tell her because it was like a break in between services. Other people was going to eat. I wasn't eating. She wasn't eating. I ended up telling her, well, I'm not eating because I'm fasting. And then she was like, oh my God, me too. And so that's how our friendship came. We had a covenant friendship. That's why I do think that friends could be soulmates too. Like soulmates ain't just romantic. She and I were divinely put together, and we were a support to each other during that time when we both were trying to get closer to God. But what would happen is we'd be close for a season and then we'll just kind of stop talking. It's not that it would be a falling out. It's just life will get in the way. And so she and I had not talked since I was pregnant. And I remember it was because she wanted to buy some things for the baby because my baby shower got canceled, and she brought it over to my house. So at this point, my baby is 11 months. We have not talked for real in between. And she randomly contacted me. She said, girl, I was cleaning my house and I found the gifts that I bought for the baby. I want to come and bring it. And so naturally we started talking on a regular basis again. And so this sounds so crazy, but I promise y'all this is the truth. So one day she called me and she goes, Faye, I just started fasting. And when she said that, I was like, baby, you need to get off my line immediately, because I ain't trying to hear none of that, because it never failed. We always ended up fasting at the same time. And at this point, I'm mad at God because you didn't fix what I asked you to fix. And you talking about fasting, baby, give me a whole steak. I ain't giving up nothing, you hear me? And so when she tell me she's fasting and I go off, she started laughing because she know why she's telling me this. So I hang up because I don't want to hear none of this, right? I'm going through the worst season of my life. You talking about sacrifice some more, baby, go to hell. I ain't doing none of it. So I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, this is in February. She tells me she's fasting. I don't want to hear nothing. But then one night I had a dream, and the dream, I ain't gonna get into it because then I was start talking about stuff I ain't posted. But anyway, I had a dream and I was like, okay, let me see. Because at this point I had not been hearing from God. I hadn't been dreaming because I hadn't been praying. I hadn't been doing nothing to remain connected to God. But out of nowhere, I had this very specific dream, and I knew it was God talking to me. And I know everybody don't believe in that. I totally understand, but I'm telling you my truth. So I knew God was talking to me. And so I called her back. I said, girl, I think I'm supposed to fast. And she was like, I know. I just was waiting on you to stop being rebellious. And so at that time, I wasn't in a place where I could fast like I used to, but I started at Daniel's fast. Now, for some people, they say it's just a consecration. It's not a fast. But I'm telling you, that's what I chose to do. If you're not familiar with that, that's pretty much like being a vegan. You don't eat meat. You don't eat pleasurable food. So I started doing that, but I hid it from y'all, and I said I was going vegan. Whenever I say, okay, I just told you. Now, if you ever hear me say I'm vegan, that means I'm fasting. So anyway, during this time, I started fasting again. And then I started praying again. And then I started meditating again. And then I started realizing in that, because God started dealing with me a lot about me, and there were certain questions that I had of God that I finally started getting answers to, and I finally started getting peace in my life. And I remember one day I started crying, but the reason I was crying is not from sadness. I remember I started crying as I was fasting because I had realized it had been about 3 days that I had not cried. Majority of all of 2022 and the top of 2023, I cried every single day because I was extremely hurt. But for once, I had gone days and I had not shed a tear of sadness. And that is how I knew God was finally starting to heal my heart. And I said, okay, the fact that this sadness is lifting. I'm not sad when I wake up. I don't look at life through resentment. I feel my tenderness coming back. I feel like me again. Let me lean into this more. So I started fasting more and more. I started praying more and more. And over time, I finally started feeling like me again. And so I say all that to say, while life dealt me the ultimate blow, I went to the lowest of low that I've ever felt. I cried more than I ever cried. With time, though I did not think it was possible, I did not think that my humor would come back. Somebody would even say to me sometime on YouTube, Faye, you're not as funny as you used to be. Baby, I'm losing my mind out here. And I know y'all didn't know what well, some of y'all do, and I appreciate y'all that allowed me to go through the process in private. Some of y'all was still asking questions, although it was blatantly obvious. Y'all had not heard me use the word husband. Y'all had not seen him ring. Y'all had not seen his face. Y'all knew. You know, because I wasn't hiding it. I just didn't announce it. But to those who allowed me privacy, thank you. Anyway, y'all done went on this tangent. What was this? Oh, basically, that little ice box where my heart used to be melted, and my heart came back. And I didn't think that was possible at one point in time. But with therapy, an amazing support system, a great pastor, great friends who allowed me to heal, and allowing myself grace to feel things and heal. And most importantly, did I say therapy? Therapy. I came back on top. And when I tell you life has been great lately, I just got the biggest deal that I have ever gotten, and it ain't beauty related. I'm not at my goal physique yet, but the body looking tight. She looking good. My son is thriving. Everything around me feels good, but most importantly, my relationship with God is in the purest form that it has ever been, because I tried him and know for myself to know that he's real, that his grace truly is sufficient, that he really is the healer of a broken heart. He really does draw near to those who are brokenhearted, and that he does indeed answer prayer. And it may not necessarily come in the answer that you want, but it always comes in a way that is for your greater good. I'm telling you, you may not get the answer to prayer in the way that you want, but the flip side of what's coming is always for your greater good. I'm telling you again, you might not get the answer that you want, but what's coming is greater than what you lost. I'm telling you. But no, in all seriousness, life is so beautiful. And I can tell you for a fact, every tear I've cried, every prayer I prayed, everything that I faced, all the silent pains that I've gone through was totally worth it to have the life that I have now. And so going forward, when I post my vlogs, it won't just be me showing an experience. It'll be me showing y'all my real life and how I'm moving through life now with a beautiful co-parenting relationship. I can't really say I'm a single mama, because yes, I'm single in relationship status, but I'm not parenting that child like on my own. So I can't really say it's a single mom, but I will start showing y'all my real life. And the whole reason is not to be exploitive or not to give y'all tea. Because I know for some people, this is just gossip. But for those that hear, I want y'all to see, you might take a loss, but you gonna gain if you keep going. So as I go with my vlogs, y'all will start seeing more of who I really am and like my real life versus what I just feel is safe to post. So y'all will see that. And another thing is, I do plan on launching a podcast that'll be specifically for women. Now, we ain't gonna be talking about, now of course we're gonna talk about guys, because I mean that's fun, but we won't be talking about like the gender war type of situation that other people have. But I just feel like God has put me in a position to where not only I can help with what I've been through, but I can also help put a smile on your face, hopefully. So I do have a second channel that I started. I'm gonna soft launch the podcast on this channel, but then starting in January, all the kids will be over there. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a Christian. I do, participate in ministry and stuff like that. I do operate in certain gifts, but that ain't gonna be no churchy channel. That's fake. That's gonna be redhead face. So when you see the red wig, don't come on over to bit. Listen, don't be churchy, all right? We're gonna talk about some of everything. So that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to showing y'all more of who I authentically am, because again, my approach to influencing ain't never been to be aesthetically pleasing. It's never been just to be brand friendly. It's to be me, and those that benefit from it, you benefit from it. So y'all will see more of that in the content. So what is life like for me right now? Life is amazing. Okay, as surely as I can tell you, I took some L's, I'm telling you I took some W's. Life is amazing. I am dating now. You will never see anybody on my social media content that does not put a ring on my finger, so don't ever get excited about that. But I have been dating, and it has been great. I'll be honest and say, when I first started finally responding to some DMs, I was nervous because I kept hearing people say, well, the dating pool got piss in it and all this other crazy stuff. But I will say, and I thank God for it, everyone who has approached me, because while I had not announced it on YouTube, Instagram, things like that, I have said some things on my private Facebook, and I'm telling you, as soon as they got the word, the guys that I have communicated with, they have been gentlemen. Now, when I say guys, be clear, dating don't mean sleeping with, all right? I've gone on dates. Okay, anyway, that'll be podcast content. Anyway, I have gone on dates, and the guys have been amazing gentlemen. They have treated me with a great deal of respect. They have been supportive, and so I'm very grateful for that. But we're gonna stop talking about that here, and we'll talk about that in the future as life unfolds. So anyway, I'm gonna close this video out right here and just simply say, sometimes life gonna give you a L, all right? Sometimes we all lose. Life happens to everybody, whether you feel like you deserve it or not, whether you feel like it's fair or not. Life gonna hit us all upside our head one day. It happened to me. But the good thing about it is life will go on. And as long as you do the work, to go on without bitterness, to go on and still be hopeful, to go on and still believe God because God is still good, to go on and continue to have hope because life will get better. Life indeed will get better. I am a living witness. I went through some very dark things, y'all. But God in his faithfulness has guided me right on out of it. And I can honestly say it was worth it. I wouldn't change anything. And while I didn't get the end to the story that I wanted, I got the end to the story that I needed. I couldn't see it at that point in time, but I see it now. And I just thank God for his sovereignty, even when I turn my back on him. Like, seriously, you're going to be all right. All right? I'm telling you, because I'm still watching my words. I'm telling you for a fact. I don't care what you've been through. As long as you still got breath in your body, you gonna be all right. So with that being said, I can't wait to share more of my journey with y'all. I know for some people, like I said, it's just gonna be tea. It's gonna be something to gossip about. It's probably even their entertainment. But for those that I can be of help to show you that you not only gonna survive, but you gonna thrive, stay locked in, and we're gonna go through this journey called life together. So with that being said, I love y'all. I'll check the comments, but I probably will be a little sparing with it because I'm a little nervous. Because like I said, anything, and even with the best of intentions, whatever you post, you're opening up yourself for critique for. Had I posted this a year ago, I would not have been able to handle the critique. Now that I'm in a healthy place, I could take it. I just don't necessarily want to. So I'm gonna check, but I hope that above all, while some people will have things to say, and I know it comes with the territory, I hope that me trying to be authentic with y'all blesses somebody. So with that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. I need to get this closing long enough, and I need to go wake my son up so he go to sleep tonight. So I'll see y'all. Bye.